Please put your hands together and welcome Amara and Mariah.
Wow. I'm going to keep that and put that as my alarm and wake up to that. And so grateful to be here with sharing the stage with such amazing poets. I'm honestly just so honoured by all of your words. And I wanted to start that way. I'm going to read 2 poems. The first one is from the anthology. It's a Ghazal poem. And the second one is a specular poem. This programme taught me so much and expanded my understanding of poetry. And so the second poem, I will read it to a certain point, and then there'll be a mirror, and I'll read it line by line backward. And I couldn't have done that without this programme. So yeah. The God I have started speaking to outside of prayer is growing on me and is mine. The language we choose slides smooth off my tongue, tangles into a laughter too grown to be mine. I carry a fear of aging too young, braid it tighter and tighter to my scalp each time, as if the strangest thing I could become is elder to the ones whose pain precedes mine. My inner child spends her adult life hardwiring my future with an untaught ease. I coax her and she draws a breath that resembles a scream, but is a trauma I don't recognize as mine. Come see me scrape my tongue and scatter my ego. The boy I once loved had the sweetest voice, and now he is not mine. The love language I demand seems only to exist in the women like my mother, used to veiny hands as coverings for gap-toothed smiles or too harsh words that must speak over mine. Rainwater drip drops from the closest cloud in a rhythm that can't be mimicked or transcribed, and when finally asked, I explain that this is the life I'd like to be mine. Frightened to respond to aunties in patois, as though it's not my language, I use my polite laughter. 4th generation girl still holds courage enough to call Jamaica mine. Mostly without choice. I hum a song in a language where my name means grace of God. I hum it because I cannot sing it, or because it's only half mine. Today I chose to speak to the ones who chose silence. Almost without prompt, I figure out why we let each other choose, not to mention how our silence has made us look exactly like cousins raised, fed, bathed, punished together. We might have called it an accident instead of a miracle, because we've each forgotten the word in our mother's language. I'm sure if we were to sing the songs we were raised on, they'd be sung back, and our duets would dampen the dry air with familiar music that neighbouring women would memorise for daughters who are already learning how to curse in a soundless voice. One of us will have to stay, long after the singing has coated the hot night with riot, to meet the ones who think that we're weak, just to prove that a shout is a bodiless thing. The gatekeepers will build a high wall, and we watch our mothers name each brick after themselves and climb. In the end, it is their rebel music that falls back to us. In the end, it is their rebel music that falls back to us. We watch our mothers name each brick after themselves and climb. The gatekeepers will build a high wall just to prove that a shout is a bodiless thing. To meet the ones who think that we're weak, one of us will have to stay long after the singing has coated the hot night with riot, learning how to curse in a soundless voice. For daughters who are already with familiar music that neighbouring women will memorise. And our duets, they will dampen the dry air. They'd be sung back, I'm sure. If we were to sing the songs we were raised on, because we've each forgotten the word in our mother's language, we might have called it an accident instead of a miracle. And we let each other choose, not to mention how almost without prompt, I figure out why today I chose to speak to the ones who chose silence. Thank you so much.
Give it one more time, please, for Amara.